think most people don't know those words, and then they see them. Quite touching. Very, very nice words. We have a guest speaker today. He's early. So if you looked at the bulletin, you probably couldn't figure it out. If you paid attention to your emails, you figured it out. So either this is going to be a surprise for you, or you're going to be okay because you were expecting it. That about covers it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That about covers it.
Yeah, that works for me.
There you go.
Thank you.
He's wonderful. It's Christopher.
Oh, thanks, Phil. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's nice to be here. I'm here, of course, this Sunday, because next Sunday I'll be in Mexico.
But of course, anybody that's watching knows that you're going to have somebody at your house the whole weekend.
Of course, yeah. And really, thank you, because more than half the reason that we're going is in part because of all of you that are here. So I really, truly appreciate that. You know, it's fall. I don't know what the calendar says, but when it gets cold and leaves start to turn color, my mind says fall, especially when it's cold. So the other day, you know, I'm looking out the kitchen window and it's nice and sunny, but yet right there I got a little thermostat there so I could see just exactly how warm or cold it really is. And I go to my wife and says, I'm not going out there yet. It was cold. But I have 2¼ acres, and to water everything, we have like I call it the lower 40. There's an irrigation runoff. I have a pump down there, and I have to pump water up to everything, so I've got hoses all over the place. So I had to drag all of the hoses to one spot, and I kind of lay them all out so they'll all drain, and then I roll them all up. You have to put the hoses together, because if you don't in the winter, the spiders crawl in there, you know, and they make their little webs and stuff, and then you go, what's wrong with my hose? When spring comes. Okay, so I learned that trick. So I stick them together, roll them all up and stick them in the barn, and then I winterize the pump. There's something that comes along with fall every year, because, you know, we've got chickens, we've always had animals and all kinds of wonderful stuff, and I really like the place. It's kind of interesting. When I first came to the Tri-Cities 20 some odd years ago, I was a job shopper, and I used to take walks, and I walked through this neighborhood, and I remember saying to myself, gee, I'd like to live around here, so that's where I live now. Interesting how powerful we are, you know. You can make anything happen if you really want it to. But because of the way it's set up, I've always felt really close to the earth. I like that connection. But with fall, there's these little critters called mice. Okay? Now I know I've got mice running around in the barn. I've got a nice little mouser. His name's Walter, and he's pretty good, but he's getting a little old, and he doesn't catch them like he used to. But inevitably, one or two mice always seem to make it into the house. We had a mouse in the house. And I go, this is not good. Mouse shouldn't be in the house. So I put traps out. Now I was going to be kind of cool this time. You know, you can get the kind that if they walk on it, they stick to it, right? So, because I was sitting there in the living room and I saw, oh, mouse. How many's had that experience? Oh, good. Let me tell you what I did. So they say, you know, when you get these sticky things, you put them right against the wall because you know, that's their route. So, okay, I got one package of those things, and there's 4 of them, and I placed them all around. And then there's this new type. It's like a white kind of thing, and they crawl in there, and it goes, yeah, well, that's cool. So I put one of those in there, and then, of course, a regular little trap in it. It's got like, it looks like a plastic piece of cheese, you know, but but it's not. You put whatever on there on that thing. Well, I put out all of this stuff, right? Think I can catch the mouse? No. I'm sitting in the living room, and I got this little thing there, and the mouse goes, and he gets to it and goes, jumps over it. Jumps over it, right? The little plastic thing you put food on, you know, it's gone. It didn't set the trap off. What's going on? The other one, the white thing, I opened a little trap door in there. He got all of that too. And I go, what's going on? So I got really creative. And what I wanted to talk really to you about this morning is this is a little green twisty tie that you can, you know, get in the grocery store and you do your plastic bag kind of thing up. So what I did is I took the little plastic thing and I put a little bit of cookie and I put the twisty tie on there and I went like this and I go, he's going to have to struggle to get that off, and when he does that, right? Wrong. What I didn't realize was because I had put this on there, it couldn't go down anymore. So what I did was make a free lunch for the mouse. Okay, now let me get to the heart of this story. Well, I did get him, by the way. Yeah, I don't feel bad. But the heart of the story is that I was so focused on one part of this little mousetrap that I had lost focus of the bigger picture of how the trap actually worked. And it's interesting because after this happened, I thought about that for a little while and I went, wow, how often do I get so focused on something that I lose sight, I lose focus of the bigger picture, of whatever it is that I'm trying to do. Now, this is kind of funny, and you know, we've all dealt with mice and whatnot, but I had actually, by being so focused, and I knew, oh, I got this, I know how to make this work. I got so focused, I actually lost the ability to make the mousetrap work because with this underneath it, it couldn't go down anymore. So what do we do in our lives when we get so focused on something? It could be anything. It could be a bill that we're struggling to pay with. It could be a relationship that we're struggling with. It could be a person that we're working with that we're struggling with. And we get so focused on that one thing, we lose sight of the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is why we're here in the first place. I was at this wonderful young lady, Mary Ann's house several months ago, and we get together every once in a while and we do a little process. We like to constantly try to self-improve ourselves and raise our vibrations, those kinds of things. And she did a little exercise where she said, this is really quick, da-da-da-da-da-da, and come up with, and don't give it a lot of thought, but come up with a purpose statement. And I have to thank her for it because she's really a great lady. If she does a workshop, go to it. I had to thank her for it because when we went through that exercise, I came up with a purpose statement. And this is what it is. And it goes, my purpose is to inspire people to gracefully accept the life that they have. Let me say that again. My purpose is to inspire people to gracefully accept the life that they have. Now, I'm going to go back to focus. If we go through our lives focused on one particular thing, trying to master this or trying to get around something, what are we doing? Are we going to just focus on that one thing, or are we going to lose focus to the life that we have? We have a purpose. We all do. There is no question in my mind about that. We truly have a purpose. We're not here by accident. But sometimes in our day-to-day living, we forget that. We forget that. We are energy beings. Every single, he just talked about chakras a little earlier. That's important to keep in your mind. Every single cell in your body, every single one, don't exclude anyone. Every single cell is alive. Every single cell is alive. Every single cell has consciousness. Every single cell is made up of energy. We're energy beings. You have these wonderful 7 chakra centers, and they're swirling energy, and it's just moving and moving, and our auras are huge. We're all intermingling in here with our auras. There's no separateness here. When someone hurts, we all hurt. When someone smiles, we all smile. We're all connected by this energy that we are. But we lose focus of that sometimes because we tend to focus on the day-to-day, I've got to get this done, or this is on my hit list, my to-do list. How many make to-do lists? Okay, so there's a few of you that make to-do lists. I don't make a to-do list, but I do look at my planner and go, okay, what's on agenda today? Okay, so I kind of like to kind of know what's coming down the road, but I don't check it off. But some people do, and that's okay. But what happens if we get so focused on those things that we lose while we're here? And I think I heard something that 5 things that successful people do, and the first thing they do is in the morning is some type of exercise. The second is they eat breakfast. The third is they meditate, pray, take a few minutes to check in with their purpose while they're here. Huge. Huge. If you took 5 minutes, if you took just 5 minutes to do that. Now, I'm not going to say go ahead and exercise. I know where that's at for some people. I hate exercise. But I do Tai Chi. I love Tai Chi. Tai Chi is exercise. All right? Also, it's energy work. But if you took 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes, be still. Be still. Check in with who you really are. Check in with you. Check in with your higher self. Just be still. 5 minutes. Oh, see, beautiful. If you do that, I'll guarantee this for you, it'll make a tremendous change in your life. Not just that one day, but in your entire life. 5 minutes. And if you can stretch it a little more as time goes on, all the better. But just 5 minutes. then you need it to rest. Being still is pretty simple. Oh, and the other thing is, when you do that, if your mind starts to wander and goes here or there, let it. I think there's a misconception about meditation that you have to get your mind to not think about anything. Oh, had a thought. Got to start again. It's okay. The whole point is to be still. Be one with who you are. And if you have thoughts going through your mind, that's okay. What you're doing is you're really just being still. Yeah, that's what makes the difference. And if you want to really kind of help, it's nice to have something to focus on when you do that, to do that. So start with your chakras. Just start with your chakras. Focus on Muladhara, the bottom chakra, and work your way up. Take 20 seconds, 30 seconds, focus on each one. You don't even have to know the name of them. Just go, okay, chakra number 1, chakra number 2. You don't have to know the names and things. All you have to do is really think, this is where I'm putting my energy at. And focus on it. You do that 5 minutes every day. Oh, wow. Mice won't come in your house. There was only one mouse. There's no more mice in my house. They got the message. No, seriously, it will make a big difference. We come here on Sundays so that we can have fellowship and so that we can feel that oneness and feel the energy that's here, because there's a lot of wonderful things here. I don't want to say we're New Age. Time doesn't exist. We're here. And this particular body of people are what I like to say are on the forefront of you, if you will, of that thought. We know we're energy beings. We don't have to have it beaten into our heads. We understand that there's auras. We understand that there's chakras. We know all of that. That's half the reason why we're all here, and more than half the reason why we come here. If we know that, then incorporate it in your life. Take 5 minutes and incorporate it. It'll make a difference. Not only will it make a difference in your energy system, but it'll make a difference in the energy systems around every single person that comes around you. When they ask me, and it's interesting, since we did this little exercise at Mary Ann's house a few months ago, I've been asked, I don't know how many times, about what my purpose is. And it's really easy. I go, oh, that's easy. My purpose is to inspire people to gracefully accept the life that they have. Because we stepped into the life that we have. We made the choice for the life that we have. We stepped into it. Willingly. Willingly. We did it willingly. And sometimes we focus so much on a this or a that, we forget that. So, a little teeny mouse taught me a very big lesson. Yeah, I did. That's okay. Life supports life. That's how it works. Mr. Phil, I think I'd be done this morning.